A black cardiologist steps onto her own Memphis driveway, and within minutes, a police officer insists she does not belong. Dr. Simone Hartley paid cash for her home and built a career in elite hospitals, yet she faces orders to leave her property just for living while black. If a doctor who owns the deed can be treated like an intruder, how deep does this problem go? Simone Hartley's story begins long before a neighbor ever picked up the phone. She grew up in Memphis, the daughter of Jamaican immigrants who worked double shifts so their children could dream bigger. Simone was the first in her family to graduate college, then medical school, earning her medical degree from Vanderbilt, followed by a fellowship in cardiology. 28 years of hospital shifts and patient charts later, she had built a reputation for excellence, not just in medicine, but as a mentor and volunteer in her community. 12 years ago, Simone signed the deed to her Central Gardens home. She paid in full, with no mortgage, her name alone on the documents. The house, a stately brick two-story, meant more than square footage. It was a symbol of everything her family had worked for. Neighbors waved politely, but over the years, subtle questions surfaced. People asked, "Do you work for the owners? Are you visiting?" Sometimes packages were left at the wrong door. And more than once, someone asked if she was the cleaning lady. Simone learned to answer with patience and a smile, but the message lingered. Her presence invited scrutiny, not welcome. Still, she took pride in her home, the garden, the porch, the driveway, each a quiet reward for decades of effort. Yet beneath the surface, a sense of being watched never fully faded. For Simone, belonging in this neighborhood required more than a deed. It demanded constant proof. Officer Derek Ramsay's patrol car became a familiar sight in the wealthiest corners of Memphis. Over 2 years assigned to Central Gardens, his name appeared again and again in internal complaint leagues, 6 times in 4 years, each tied to reports of black residents or visitors described as not belonging in predominantly white neighborhoods. The accusations followed a pattern, stopping black drivers for minor infractions, questioning black homeowners on their own porches, and responding to 911 calls with an assumption of guilt. Each complaint detailed similar encounters, residents showing deeds, mail, or keys, Ramsay insisting on further proof, sometimes refusing to check property records even when offered. Supervisors reviewed the files, but every time the outcome was the same, a note recommending community sensitivity training, or a closed file marked unsubstantiated, no suspension, no removal from duty. Ramsay kept his badge, his gun, and his regular patrol route. Internal emails reveal at least 2 supervisors flagged his record for review, warning that repeated incidents could signal a deeper problem. Still, no policy required intervention unless a formal investigation found clear evidence of misconduct. As the years passed, the complaints stacked up, but the department's response never changed. Ramsay's unchecked record was an open secret, quietly filed away until the day it could no longer be ignored. A squad car pulls up to the curb. Officer Derek Ramsay steps out, hand resting on his belt, eyes scanning the driveway. Simone Hartley sorts through her mail, a hospital badge still clipped to her bag. Ramsay speaks sharply. He says, "Ma'am, you need to step away from this property." Simone blinks, then calmly explains that this is her home. She holds up an envelope with her name and address printed in bold type. Ramsay barely glances at it. He radios in, repeating the 911 caller's words, that there is a possible trespass and that the owner is supposed to be an elderly white female. Simone stands her ground. She says, "I own this house. You can check the deed or my ID." Ramsay does not budge. He says she needs to leave until they sort this out. A neighbor appears at the edge of the lawn, hesitant at first, then calls out that this is Dr. Hartley and that she lives here. Ramsay ignores the interruption, his focus fixed on Simone. She refuses to leave her driveway. The air thickens with tension, every second stretching. Ramsay calls for a supervisor. Simone stays rooted in place, mail in hand, refusing to surrender her home or her dignity. Sergeant Donald Williams arrives, radio crackling as he steps between Simone and Officer Ramsay. Williams has spent 32 years on the force, his reputation built on fairness and a sharp eye for protocol. Without a word to Ramsay, he asks Simone for her ID and the deed. Simone hands over the envelope, her name printed beside the address. Williams pulls out his department-issued tablet and types in the parcel number, then waits. The city database loads, Dr. Simone Hartley, sole owner since 2011. Williams nods, then turns to Ramsay. She lives here. This is her property. Williams orders Ramsay to surrender his badge and radio on the spot. The driveway, tense moments earlier, fills now with a quiet sense of order restored. Simone stands a little taller. Williams assures her a full report will be filed and offers a measured apology for what she endured. Ramsay is escorted to his cruiser and removed from duty pending investigation. In that instant, the weight of disbelief gives way to vindication, truth finally on the record. Today, Black homeowners are still questioned for simply existing in their own space. Until suspicion stops being a substitute for evidence, belonging remains a privilege, not a right. Share your thoughts below.